Hey gang, down here at Westwood Memorial Park, gonna film a lot of celebrity grave sites today. I ran into this fella here. He's not a statue, he's a gravesite guy like me. This cemetery is located downtown, pretty much LA. It's about 2 acres. It established I think 1906. A lot of the areas are private. We'll stay out of those areas, but we'll get started and let's see who all's in here. Start out with Carl Malden, Lieutenant Mike Stone, streets of San Francisco. He was an Academy Award winner. Had a pretty good career. Kirk Douglas, the father of Michael and Eric. Eric dies young, had some drug problems most of his life. This is an unmarked grave of George C. Scott. And I don't know what the reason is behind the grave being unmarked. Walter Matthau. Heavy smoker his whole life. He dies of a heart attack. Also an Academy Award winner. Merv Griffin. I remember the Merv Griffin show. He's also the creator of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, which made him a fortune. Oh boy, Farrah Fawcett. Yes, I had her poster on my wall. That was the #1 selling poster in history. Rodney Dangerfield, just west of Farrah. I get no respect, and there goes the neighborhood. Sam Simon, co-creator of The Simpsons. And straight across from him is Peter Falk, Columbo. Billy Wilder, he's a writer and he dies of pneumonia. Don't believe me, I'm only the writer. Archie Bunker, Carol O'Connor. My favorite episode is when Gloria brings Mike home to meet Archie. That's a classic. Jack Lemmon in Walter Matthau, buddy. Sage Stallone, the young son of Sylvester, died of a drug overdose. This whole section's pretty much empty. Just a couple of others buried here. I'm just thinking maybe Sylvester's gonna end up here one day. Close by is James Coburn, He played action roles. He liked fast cars and racing. And this area is really, really pretty. Nice and peaceful. You can just hear the water. Miss Peggy Lee, a jazz and pop singer. Her first #1 was Somebody Else Is Taking My Place. It's a good song. You ought to check it out. Straight across from her, I found Florence Henderson, Brady Bunch. I also think of Wesson Oil when I see her name. Now we're getting into the mausoleum area of the cemetery. There's this elevator that goes down to a private mausoleum that the public's not allowed to visit. And, there's the down button. And close to the elevator, if you look left, if you look north, you'll find Tim Conway. That rainy day is here. Check this out. Marilyn is right around the corner, so I imagine this fella had quite a sense of humor.
Excuse me.
Hugh Hefner, he paid $75,000 for this spot so he can be right next to Marilyn Monroe for eternity. Marilyn is the #1 visited gravesite in the cemetery. She gets about 100 visitors per day, so she's #1. And we'll also visit with #2 and #3. We have Jackie Collins, the author, sister of Joan Collins. Then right below is Heather O'Rourke, Poltergeist 1, 2, and 3. Just north is Truman Capote and Joanne Carson. They were good friends. In fact, Truman dies in Joanne's house. And they're right next to Joan Collins and Heather O'Rourke. Once you leave the mausoleums and head west, you'll come across the voice, a very talented singer by the name of Mel Tormey. Then west, if you go west, you'll see Don Knotts, Barney Fife, Mr. Furley. This is the main and only entrance, or the only entrance to the cemetery. Check out this palm tree. The smartest person in the cemetery is Armand Hammer. Went to work for a company called Occidental Petroleum. Buys all the stock. Worth gazillions of dollars. Ava Gabor, Green Acres. And then Don Knotts is straight ahead. I notice this person, what I like is how happy they are, her and her dog. And I don't know who she is, but I like the picture. Just west of her, you'll find a gravesite of Natalie Wood. She died of a drowning in 1981 under mysterious circumstances. In fact, that might be a good video to do. I might do some research and do a video on her passing. And then just west of her, as we continue west, you'll find a gravesite of Eddie Albert of Green Acres. And straight across the road would be Ava Gabor. We're getting into some sirens now. We're downtown. The Kissing Bandit, Richard Dawson. He's kissed more girls than Elvis. Poor guy. Paul Gleason, he died at age 67 of asbestos exposure. He was working construction with his father. The number 3 visited grave, Carl Wilson, Beach Boys. Marilyn's number 1, Carl's number 3. In this area, you'll find Brian Keith and Daisy. Daisy committed suicide just a few months prior of her dad committing suicide. He had cancer and they were both depressed. Sad story. My brother's named after Brian Keith, also a good friend of mine. This would be the chapel that they had the funeral service for Marilyn Monroe. I just read a book about it. I'll probably do a video about her funeral service, and Joe DiMaggio's in it. In fact, Joe DiMaggio was in charge of her entire service. Straight out here is where Marilyn's buried, interned. This is a 1970 Coupe de Ville Cadillac. And it's good timing because right here we'll find the gravesite of Alan Melvin, Sam the Butcher, Brady Bunch, also Sergeant. I can't think of the name of Gomer Pyle. And now here's number 2 most visit grave. The pinup girl, Betty Page. Well, thanks for watching this video. Please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me.